guys, my name is Esti. Welcome to Esti in Sweden.
You are in the right channel if you want tips about how to eat healthy and live a happier life. Make sure you hit the bell button when you subscribe so you'll be notified when I upload a new videos. And if you are ready, let's begin.
Hi guys, everybody. Today we're gonna make how to make a perfectly cooked steak every time. How to perfectly cook a steak perfectly every time. Should I say that? Anyway, it's a very simple technique that I have learned from years of watching those professional chefs. So today I'm going to just try. We don't have a really good piece of meat today, but it's just for your reference, all right? So I'm going to do 3 different types of dishes. First of all is the potato. Secondly, the main course is actually the meat. I want to show you guys how I do it by following the professional chef, and then we'll see at the end of the result, all right? See if it is good or not. So we're gonna have a little bit of taste test at the end, so make sure you stay until the end, okay? And then I'm gonna make like another not a sauce, it's just like a we call it a side dish. So it's supposed to be eaten together with the meat. It's actually made of leeks. So I'm going to make like a side dish as leeks, and also some peas as my other side dish. So let me just quickly, we will do the potato first because the potato will need some time to cook. So I'm sure you guys have what do you call that, ready potato, right? So these are ready potato, and I usually like to season my potato. How? Very easy. If you have this is frozen one, I defrost it. So I always like to use a bit of garlic, like and then I like to use a little bit of herbs, because this kind of potato usually doesn't taste so much. So I like to add some herbs. There's no butter, no oil in here. So if you like, you can add a little bit of olive oil, which is what I will be doing, so that you know you will have this crispy. But don't add too much. It's enough with just about a tablespoon. This is a portion for 2 people. So this is going to be in the oven, because the herbs has a little bit of salt. So you can always add later more. So this is going to be baked in the oven for at least 20 minutes before it's done. So I'm going to quickly run into the oven and put this in the oven. All right, so I'll be back. So oven is hot and it's 20. Let's time ourselves. 20 minutes. I put a timer so I can keep track of my cooking. The next thing is that I'm going to cook this. The meat I usually like to wait until the last minute, but I'm going to show you how to make this side dish. Leeks. Anyone like leeks? Let me know in the comment, because this is a very nice side dish that I usually like to prepare when I am eating a steaks. So you can use them. Can see, right? So I'm going to just, let me see if I can get this closer. All right, Facebook people usually can have some problem because the tripod is very small. Anyway, now on the heat, I'm going to put some butter in here so that we can quickly cook this. Butter and also some garlic. And you wonder what this is, right? This green stuff. This is actually lime, which I'm going to be adding later on. This is a zest of 1 lime, and then I have I'm going to be needing the juice of a whole lime, and this is I'll show you later, but I don't want to confuse you now. So this is just lime zest, so in case you wonder, hey, what did she put inside? I'm too slow to see. So just some butter and some garlic in here. And then I'm going to pour my leeks in here. So of course, it's not salty, right? So you want to add some salt. So usually you can put them in the beginning already, so it cooks faster. This thing is flying all over the place. Very easy, just leeks, and then you need some zest lime, and I'm going to squeeze the lime juice in here in the later stage. So you just want to soften this. While this is cooking, let me just reduce the heat so that it cooks in this slow heat while I prepare the meat. So you can see how I do it. Let me just put my camera back here, guys. Okay, so it's a bit slanted, right, Facebook? So now let's season the meat. Let's talk about the meat. Meat is very important. I'm not a big fan for red meat, but just to please LG sometimes. So he insists that I buy this one. The other day I said okay, but it's very seldom we eat red meat. So as you can see, I have used some kitchen towel to drain the water from the meat, because you want this meat to be in room temperature and make sure that it is being pat dry. You don't want to have wet meat. So don't ask me about which part this meat is from, okay, because I don't know. I think it is somewhere at the back. So dry, pat dry. You don't want to do anything other than just to put salt and pepper. So usually I like to just put some salt. If you like sea salt, you can do that. I usually like to put sea salt, but I don't have sea salt at home, so I'm going to be using just this normal Himalayan salt. And you always want to season the meat before you put them on the frying pan. So generous amount of Himalayan salt. Of course, the sea salt, according to the professional chef, is the best, but try and have that, but I don't have that at home. And then some pepper, black pepper, generous amount of black pepper. And if you like, you can actually put some olive oil on top, but it's not so important, because you're going to sear this meat in the pan later on. So I'm going to turn my meat to the other side, and then I'm going to do the same thing, just to generously salt the meat. I know some of you say, wow, so much salt you put. Yeah, but this is okay. This is a healthier salt. So I'm quite confident with that amount. So if you have too little, you can always add later. But of course, I know how much salt I need in my meat, and everybody knows you know how much you need. So you just put according to how much do you think you might need. And if it's always better not to put too much than to put too little, it's better to put too little than too much. So this meat is ready to be cooked. So let's go to the stove, and then we'll cook the meat right away. Alright, as you can see, my leeks is still cooking away there. Let's see if I can do like this too at one go. Okay, let me just turn the leeks a little bit. Okay, at this point, you want to add the lemon zest. So this is lemon zest. And then I'm going to add the juice of the lemon. the lime. It's very, very sour. And then it doesn't end there. I'm going to add some honey. That's my honey. Because this alone is very, very sour. So you want to add a bit of honey. About a teaspoon or more if you like more sweet. So you want to just soften this and just put this aside and just let this cook slowly further. Alright, so I'm going to just reduce the heat to number 6 and then I'm just going to let this cook. But meantime, we cook this steak, which is the most important part. So in a pan, oh, what happened here? In a pan, I'm going to add some cooking oil and what very, very important, butter. So I'm going to just heat up the pan a little bit more. So this is in a way not the kind of usual diet food but you know guys, it's a Sunday. It's okay to have a little bit of luxury for Sunday. So I think this one is ready. So I'm going to pick up this. I'll pour them into a bowl. And then I don't want to wash that leeks pan. I'm going to just put my green peas inside. Okay, and then okay, I have too much butter here, so I'm going to put some butter over to this side. And then the peas, I'm going to pour them here. Nothing fancy, just butter and oil, and then if you like a little bit more garlic. And then my temperature higher a little bit, and then I pour mine. Let this cook a while. You know, we are not professional chefs. I'm not even a chef. But you know, sometimes people, when I cook, people say, hey, how come she never washed the pans and how come she never changed into... Come on guys, in real life, do you do that? I don't think so. Everybody do that. You change the pan and you cook. You have to be comfortable in your own kitchen. If you cannot be comfortable and... Okay, now I'm going to pour the peas in here. Okay, I'm just going to let this boil a little bit. And just a tiny bit of salt. So, just tiny bit of salt. Okay, now my meat. Come back to my meat. You don't want to burn this butter. You want to make sure that they are hot enough, not that they are cold. You can hear this sizzling sound. That is the sound that you want to hear. Okay, I'm going to turn off this now because you don't want to cook the peas for too long. So let this piece cook in this buttery sauce, and then we're going to take care of this meat now. Let me just check my potato. Okay, I hope my potato is good. So now, right now the potato, now look at the butter. The butter is like going very fast. So I'm going to add some thyme here, a bit thyme, and 2 garlic, right? And then more garlic, of course. Nothing wrong with having too much garlic. And of course, if you have fresh thyme, use the fresh thyme. If you don't have, it's always okay to use this. Okay, now the butter is really hot now. So I'm going to put the meat in. Oh, I don't hear that sound. Okay, now let's heat. You make sure that the pan is quite hot. I don't hear that sound. You hear that? This is the sound we want. Maybe it's too loud. Okay, second please. And because this is a very big pan and I have space, and I'm going to just put the other last two pieces. Of course, you don't want to overcrowd this thing. Garlic. I have a space here. I think I'm going to put the other last one here. Okay. So some people, they like to put a thermometer. You can actually stuff a thermometer inside in between the meat. You can do that if you have a thermometer. I'm not going to do that because I find it's a bit too fussy. So, the temperature from the inside is supposed to be around 40, 45. 45 is a bit well done, but 40 is supposed to be perfect. So I want to turn this meat now. The first meat. Look at that. This is what you want. Like, very well seared. This is the last one. Okay. Now we want to use the spoon at this time. We want this meat to be cooked too with this fat. Actually, the best way for the even better result, they say it's better to use the animal fat. So if you have like chicken fat or pork fat, use that fat instead. It's much better. But I don't like the meat fat. I find it's a bit too much. So you want to just, I'm going to on this heat for the time being, a little bit louder, because I'm missing the sizzling sound. Yeah. Okay, I want to move this because this part is very hot, and not this part. So you see the ginger is like in between the meat, and now it is, to my eyes, is done. Because this meat is slightly thicker, I'm going to let this cook for a while more. While these two pieces is a bit too thin, so I'm going to let this rest. Right, this two is done. Now make sure you don't want to burn the butter. I feel like the butter is burning, but let's keep doing this. Okay, now I think the meat is done. At least these two pieces. Okay, let me just turn this piece. Okay, this is done. So let this rest. I'm gonna let this rest. Okay, turn off the heat totally and let this cook for just 1 more minute because this is a bit too thick. So let the meat rest. It's very important. If you don't let the meat rest and you eat them immediately, it's going to be like steak, we call it. You see this. So now I'm going to let this meat rest. Look how beautiful is that, right? So put this aside, and you want to check the other thing, the piece. So of course you want to warm it up. Yesterday I received one video comment, somebody write from me on Facebook and say, "Oh, Esty, your food doesn't look appetizing. Oh, your food is too cold for my taste." Come on, this is home cooked. I'm not a professional chef. So I just feel like some people, they are a little bit too harsh on me. They expect that I will cook like a professional chef, which I'm not. So please, okay, don't expect that standard from me. I'm just home cooked and just simply trying to share my ideas and my cooking with you guys. So we're gonna put everything together and let's check the potato. Of course, people like that, they are just trying to get attention, I know, but you know, I usually don't care about them. Always troll around. Some people can be really mean, and you know, that hurts a bit, but you know, I can't stop trolling people. I mean, I can't stop people from trolling me. So let's take a look at the potato. Ooh, potato looking good. Okay, just 1 more minute. So let me just show you how the meat look like. Can you see? Oh, it's a bit too dark, right? Okay, this is how it looks like, the meat. Both Facebook and YouTube. So you want to rest it. If you can, use a foil or something to cover, a paper, wax paper, to just cover them. And you want to let this rest for at least 10 minutes. Some people say 20 minutes, but I say 10 minutes is enough because you still want to eat them hot, not hot but warm, right? So it's important to let them rest. And then this one is supposed to be eaten. Later I'm going to just slice this into thin slice, and then I'm going to put them onto this plate, and then I'm going to put this leeks on it. So let's do that. Imagine, all right? Just imagine. I have to wait for the potato, but the potato, I think we will need another 2 more minutes. And I don't want to cut this. Oh, the timing is just 20 minutes now, so it's perfect now. But I still feel like I need one more minute. Perfect. When I eat a steak, I do not know about you guys. I like it to be a little bit the meat has to be warm enough, and then the potato has to be hot. How many of you do that? And the vegetable is okay to have them in a room temperature, but the potato, I want it to be hot when I eat them. So let's take out the chopping board. I'm going to show you. This is very good to have this kind of chopping board. I like this chopping board, especially when you're cutting a steak. Don't know whether you have seen this type of chopping board before. If you notice this chopping board, it has some like a drain. Yeah. So what is it for? It's actually for the meat, because when you cut something that is meaty, like this case, so there tends to be a lot of juice coming out from the meat, right? So you don't want that. So you want to is either you put a cloth underneath, or because if you don't have this one, it will just come down to the side. So if you don't have this chopping board, you can put cloth underneath, because I can tell you definitely the meat, the liquid will still come out. A little bit disorientated now because I want to see that I have the right knife. And I don't think so I have the right knife. But I'm going to cut one piece. Let me just wash my hand first. So I'm just going to cut just one piece, and then I'm going to try this and share with you. Okay, when you're cutting the meat, I noticed some people, I used to do that. You are not alone if you have done this wrongly. You look at the grain, right? If let's say the grain is this direction, you cut this way, the opposite direction. So for me, I think the grain is this way, so I'm going to cut this way instead. See, this is perfect. It's a little bit red inside, a bit pinkish inside. And then you still see that the meat is still very moist. It's not hard. Because as I told you, this is not an expensive cut of meat. It's a very cheap cut of meat. But I like it because it's not so dry, and it's perfectly thick. And of course, if you like, of course, it's always possible to put a thermometer so you get the perfect. I think this is perfect. Let me just taste one piece, alright? And then I'm gonna taste this piece. Cheers. It's quite great. It's quite rare. I think I would like to fry this another 1 more minute. Maybe LG, he like it. He asked me don't cook too long because he want the redness. For me, I can have the redness, but it's a bit too much for me. So I think I'm going back to the pan and just fry it for another time. Only when you guys are not here. But I'm going to show you the potato, alright? So you can see how it looks. So don't worry, you're going to see the picture on my thumbnail, how it looks like at the end. Let's take out the potato. So, potato is can you hear? You guys probably wonder what is that sounds. That is from the potato. You see, you don't have to put a lot of oil or rather fat to cook a potato. And I can still hear the sound of the potato is still cooking. You hear that? And it's crispy on the outside. You probably wonder what is the temperature, right? Remember, this is a frozen potato and it is from the back. So you want to cook them in not too long, because if you cook them for too long, it becomes very sloggy and it's not be crispy. So you want to set the temperature to 225 degrees Celsius and you want to cook them for at least 20 minutes. So delicious. So guys, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm going to take picture and I'm going to share this in my story. So I need to put my 20 seconds. So there's somebody in the house. Hi Melanie. So I have to go now, and please watch the next video on top here. Here, somewhere down here. Yeah, it's here. And then I have this Patreon page where you can support the channel. Alright, so have a nice day. Hi Marian. You guys probably wonder why I put out this cardboard, right? It's to the last 20 seconds because it's I can't talk because I have to cut. I cannot concentrate when people are talking at the same time, so I have to go. Right, see you guys, bye.